Hi, YouTube. It's break time. Oh, it has been such a long day. I'll tell you about it in a little bit here. Excuse me a second. Oh, I started my day, got my coffee on. Before I even had a cup of coffee, I started writing a letter to my son and his wife and their three girls and sent them some money for school clothes. Hopefully, it'll help, but I thought I had more, but I had given some to Doug last week, and so I'm hoping we sell something because I gave him the last of my money. But that's okay because I've done stuff like that before, and then all of a sudden, God helps me out. He's like, "Oh, here's some money. You need money? Okay, here's some money, honey." So yeah, it works out. I mean, we're okay. We got everything we need anyway until we get paid anyway. But it just kind of tripped me out. I'm like, wow, because I was gonna put together. I like to put together like boxes for them of things they can use and stuff for the kids and stuff like that. Um, I've done with my other grandchild, and I sent them one a while ago, and they really enjoyed it. But um, then I wouldn't have been able to do that anyway because I thought I was richer than I was for a minute. So, you know, God, I can remember stuff from like 60 years ago, but forgot, what I had in my purse. It's like, well, that's okay. But so that's how I started my day. And then I get down to the mailbox and I go to put the red flag up because we live in a rural area and our mailman will take the mail if we have the flag up. So the little red flag was missing off the mailbox. So I come back up and it's a walk, but that's okay. I mean, I love to walk. So I come back up to the house. I got a paint stick and some tape and a red permanent marker and painted the end of the paint stick on the with the marker and wrote on there, we will fix this, thanks, and taped it on my mailbox, put the letter in there. I didn't check if it went, but I'm pretty sure it did. So then I thought, well, I've been thinking for, oh, well, actually about a month. Excuse me another second. About making a lemon meringue pie. So I did that this morning and we got my crust all done. And then you have to separate eggs to make the meringue and use yolks in the pudding and um, with the lemon and sugar and whatnot. So I got all that made. And but no matter, like, it took me forever separating eggs. The whites didn't want to stay separate from the yolks, and I was having the most difficult time, but I finally got it. Then I had a difficult time whipping up the meringue. It didn't want to whip up as fluffy, but it did eventually turn out pretty good. I put it in the freezer, brought it out, and whipped it for like another 5 minutes. First, you whip them about 10 minutes, literally. So I got that done, put it in the oven, and browned it. That's ready for supper. Then I went out and started up my barbecuer and I smoked some brats with mesquite and oak and brought them back in. I had fried up a bunch of onions and smothered the brats in that, and we poured a half a beer on there to make them beer brats. And I smoldered them for a while over the stove, and now I got them in the oven warming up for supper later on. So yeah, it's been then dishes and laundry, and I started a fire for my horse for the smoke and the bugs, and so it's been quite the day. This is the anniversary of when I found out they buried my dad and didn't let me know. So it's kind of a sad day, and also he died um, Well, my son got raped by their adopted son, and my dad went to his grave not believing my son, and that broke his heart, my son's heart, because that was, he didn't know his father really well, but my dad, his grandpa, was really all he had. He used to follow him around, and I kind of put an end to their even knowing each other, but then they went to court and got rights to see my kids. Well, in the meantime, this his own uncle, in the eyes of a little kid, whether it's your blood or not, being adopted, I was. So my adopted brother wasn't my kid's natural uncle, but the fact of the matter is he got him drunk and raped him. So now, in the meantime of all that, his father comes back into the picture and sues me to take my children over to Wisconsin. And I almost really lost my mind. And a lot of all that was, too, is he had been friends with this uncle and they had had a relationship, and they didn't want all that to come out into the open into court. So when you're connected to the Illuminati and you do something rotten to people, you can get away with it. And that's what they did. They covered it up. And this was the second time this man had actually been charged and not jailed for raping a boy. So, anyway, so it's sort of a sad day in a lot of ways. But I mean, I'm okay and all that. But, you know, I call it still wanting justice for John and Luke. Luke got some justice. I had a guy put in jail, but he could use a little more too. So, um, yeah, when you oppose the Illuminati, you better believe they'll do whatever they can to discredit you or do whatever they can to you, you know. So, but anyway, yeah, yeah, I raised my kids by myself for many, many years without a word from anybody till I needed some help monetarily. And that's when he stepped in and said, okay, well, then I got more money. Yeah, he wasn't paying nothing for his kids. He should have had. And took my kids when they were 11 and 14. So, I mean, they weren't tiny babies, but it was almost worse because then they were with somebody that would get up and crack a beer and light a doobie first thing in the morning, and whorehouses and drugs, and that was their life. That was the beginning of my kids going into hell. And this is true. They would tell you that themselves, that they should have never went over there, but they missed him. And so when the judge talked to them, that's what they told her. So, yeah, it sucked. So, yeah, today was a tiny bit sad, but okay nonetheless. That, kind of too, when I don't feel good, I bake, and I didn't even know this was the anniversary till I got on my Facebook and saw my memories. It's like, and my one was like, well, yeah, I feel like crying today because my father died thinking my son was a liar, you know. So, yeah, anyway, I don't know that he actually thought that, but he was nothing he could do because my adopted mom being Eastern Star, they actually, them women, they control everybody's like the Masons. The Masons, I'm telling you that the women are the ones that run the show more than you would believe in every town, if you think about it. So, yeah. They say it's man's world. No, it's not. It's Satan's world, and he rules a lot of the women. That's a fact. So, yeah, that's what's going on in my day. So, yeah. I just thought I'd get on here and let you know. And yeah, we got oh, and then I put some oh hot rod videos I made of racing up at Brainerd International Raceway. And the last time we were up there, kind of took the fun out of it because a guy crashed his Corvette, and none of us in the stands, um, our group, Minnesota Street Rod Association, we put on two great big events. I mean, one's almost through them every month, but there's back to the 50s that they have in the fairgrounds down in the cities. Then the Brainerd International Raceway, they rent out for a 3-day weekend, and there's campgrounds and a hotel, and it's pretty nice. It's fun, and then we all have like we have they barbecue the meat, and then like if you have an orphan car like a Dodge or International or something like that, like one year you'll bring like salad, and the Fords will bring like bread, and the Chevys will bring dessert, and then they alternate every year like that. So yeah, it's fun. And then there's food, and or I mean drinks, and yeah, there's other food too you can buy there, different vendors and whatnot. So I got some little clips of people racing their cars. But yeah, so it's basically a whole raceway that's almost empty compared to what it could hold, that all of us get to tool around in our cars. So and see who's driving what and how fast it is. And I mean, too, with hot rods or street cars, street rods and rods, whatever, or classics, customs, whatever. It isn't really how fast you can go. If you have a fast motor, you just kind of zoom a little bit and then back, run it through the gears and then back off. It's only like the squirrel type people that like rev their motors and burn rubber and all that all the time like that. I mean, you might do it a little bit, but typically you don't do it a whole bunch because you're taking care of your vehicle. You built it. You don't want to ruin it. So yeah, we take care of stuff like that. So I'm gonna let you go. I just thought I'd let you know what was on my mind and what's going on today. So um, oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll touch on a couple little subjects real quick. As far as cryptocurrency, and they're pushing, like Bitcoin and whatever. You know, there's going to be a day where really gold isn't even going to matter. The most valuable things right now, with the Amazon burning and people polluting our air, and the plants are dying, that's more imperative. And then there was a bison attack in Yellowstone. Somebody's car alarm, backup alarm went off and started a stampede, and one of the bisons hit somebody's car. It was a rental car, and cracked the windshield and whatnot. They're lucky that's all that happened. But like for instance, around here, we've had mountain lions that have been attacking. Like a guy was out walking his dog. There was a little girl too, about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, that got attacked out on her swing set. But he was walking his dog, and a mountain came lion came up, chewed his dog up. He was on his way back home, and he saw another kid with the dog, and he told the kid, "You better get in your house and get your dog and you into safety." His dog was all tore up. Well, and then people wonder why their animals are getting chewed up or they're getting attacked, this type of thing, because they know that mankind is wrecking their environment. So, yep. Oh, sounds like he might be selling something. That's cool. So, Okay, I'm gonna let you go, and that's probably good news. That's what I was saying. I give all my money away, and then we get some in return, and he owes me big bunches. So if I get that, or some of it even right now, that would really be a godsend. But all of you have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Thank you for joining me. I love y'all.